first Sunday in Advent, and the Adult Education Committee is really pleased to present to you our Advent Devotional. This year's devotional is called Signs of Advent Hope, and we certainly need those. There is a theme word for each of the 4 weeks in Advent, and those words are watching, waiting, listening, and living. So each week, those devotionals will have those themes. And this week, the word is watching. I'm proud that the following folks are going to be writing devotionals on that word, and they will appear daily in your email inbox. The feature this year that is new and exciting is that the Advent devotionals are not just written. Some of them will be video presentations. So when you click in the morning, you might be seeing a text that you read, but you also might be seeing a video. So be looking for the following folks who are going to be writing this week: Janet Williams, Alicia Morrison, Jackie Earl, Linda Ma Sung, Allison Young, and Kyle Anderson. As I was reading Advent texts that occur in our lectionary for preaching, a very familiar text came up, one that is read every single Advent. And it's from Isaiah chapter 7, verse 14, and then Matthew picks it up and puts it in chapter 1 in reference to Mary and Jesus. And it's the very simple one verse. And it says, "Behold, a young woman shall conceive and bear a son, and she shall call his name Emmanuel." What struck me anew as I read this particular thing was that the sign that is the sign of God's deliverance, God's salvation, God's presence is an ordinary woman. The background of this particular text in Isaiah is that Ahaz is the king of the southern kingdom called Judah, and the Assyrians are fierce warriors, and they're coming up against Judah, and Ahaz is frightened. He doesn't know what to do. And rather than turn to the Lord for help, what he does is he decides he's just going to make an alliance with all the enemies. He's going to trust his own armies. He's going to trust in the alliance that he's making with enemies. Into that scene comes Isaiah, who says, "What are you thinking? Salvation doesn't come from the army, and it certainly doesn't come from the enemy. It comes from God. And by the way, God is going to give you a sign of God's presence with you, a sign of blessing. And here it is. A young woman is going to conceive and bear a child, and she's going to name him Emmanuel." It's a little wonder that Matthew picks that up and brings it to describe Jesus and Mary. What I noticed again is it's ordinary people through whom God is working. It is ordinary people that show us the blessings and the presence of God. I think that's a profound, simple, but profound reminder that there are signs of God's presence all around us all the time. And what we need to do is to watch and pay attention, to look for those signs, because they're surely there. So, during this Advent season, watch, pay attention. In whom do you see God's goodness and God's blessing and signs of Advent hope? Happy hunting.